I'm supposed to be talking, like, I need to talk to you guys about my New Year's resolutions. Scratch that. 2024 goals, my 2024 plans, but I cannot think because please look at this room. I still have Christmas stuff in here. Like, there is no space that is not taken up with stuff, and I can't think like that, so please hold, please hold. Can you tell it's driving me crazy? Are you helping? Yeah? Oh my gosh. Why is this in here? Here we go. That feels so much better. You can't really tell because it's not in frame, but it's like I organized my brain doing that. Truly. Happy New Year. By the time this video comes out, wait, there's a bug. Ooh. Okay, anyway, it's the last day of 2023 today. Where do I even start, honestly, with this year? You guys have seen a lot. It's been a year in the best and most challenging ways. Obviously, like, we got married. Alex and I got married this year. We went to Europe this year. I think that's like the highlights. And then kind of like the real undertones of this year were me quitting my job in tech and starting a new job in finance, like the hard stuff. That happened too. But I just think it's funny because I feel like this week has been all about setting up for the new year. At least in our household it has. My mom's been asking me what my New Year's goals are. Alex and I have been planning and just discussing it over and over. It's hot in here, one second. But anyway, I was actually feeling kind of bad about like, oh, this year didn't go as I wanted it to go. But then whenever I was reflecting and like actually looking back at the start of this year, I feel like I have changed so much and I have gone through so much this year, good and bad, that I was like, wow, is that seriously a year ago? That feels like forever ago. But I just think it's funny because last year I made a vision board. I'll put that here. You can kind of see it in this video. It was 2 weeks after I made that vision board, we moved and it got lost in the move. So I have not seen it since. Rip. But I was kind of thinking, I'm like, what do I want to do this year? How do I want to break it down? Because I feel like there's a million ways to do this. I've seen people do things I'm throwing out with 2023 and things I'm bringing in with 2024. I've seen people just do like normal goals, vision boards, you name it. I think I've seen it and I'm like, what works for me? And I think this year I'm just gonna like write my goals and stick it in my planner to where I'm the only one that can see it and I can see it every day and just be reminded of what my intentions are. And like, I guess the biggest thing I learned this past year is your goals are all about the small steps that you take every day to get there. If you don't take those small steps and you don't have dedication, you're never gonna get there. And that's kind of the biggest thing. It's like your small daily habits, they really make up your life and make up where you're gonna go in life. And that's what I want to focus on. I'm not done reflecting on last year. I think it's hilarious. Like, God has a sense of humor because last year my goal was, I think it was to grow. Like, it was either grow or growth, something like that. And then I think back to like what I went through this year of literally, ready for this? Buying a house, moving to Texas, moving my small business to Texas, which is kind of a feat in itself, you know. At the beginning of this year, we were preparing for a half Ironman. You guys know how that went. And then I quit my job in tech and I started studying to get my licenses for finance and I moved into the finance world. That was a huge shift. I'll just be very honest. So you guys saw those vlogs of that time of my life. I was stressed. And then in the summer, Alex and I got married in Europe and we got to have just this crazy fun vacation exploring Europe. And then right now, fast forward to right now, we're remodeling our house and the chaos that comes with that. I'm so excited. But anyway, that was a lot this year, guys. And I'm kind of cool if I'm honest next year, if it's just chill. I told Alex, I was like, hey, can we like not go anywhere next year and just focus on being here? But yeah, like that's why I think God has a sense of humor, because I was like, I said my word was growth, and God gave me growth, but his word, I think, was patience, if I'm honest. I've learned so much patience this year, and I will continue to be learning patience, let me tell you. Before I go to my rabbit hole, I want to take this time on the last day of the year to write down my goals for next year. This year feels a lot different than the past 2 years that I've been on YouTube, basically preparing for the next year. I remember in 2021, I even said, I was like, oh, I don't have goals. I don't want to do that to myself. And now I'm like, there's so much going on in my life right now that if I don't write it down, it will literally go crazy. I will just nonstop think about it up here. Writing it down is the only way to get it out of my head. And then if I don't write it down, it will never happen. I love this. I've always heard this, that goals are just wishes unless you write them down. So that's what we're going to do this year. I'm just going to keep it in my planner. And feel free, you guys, while I'm writing down mine, write down yours if you haven't already. I know this video is going to come out in 2024, but still, if you haven't done it, take this time to do it right now. I'm going to start with my little pad of paper, and then I'll probably make it look prettier when I put it in my planner. I have so many goals that I think I'm just going to word vomit them, and then I'll organize them later after I get them all out of my head. Like, I've been going crazy with this for this past week. I'm like, I have so many things that I want to accomplish now that I'm getting older, and I'm ready to get cracking, you know? Okay, I think that's it for now. That's as much as I'm gonna get out of my brain for right now. And looking at this, I'm happily surprised that a lot of these are personal goals. Last year, I had a ton of business goals and just like really lofty goals that didn't come true because this was just such a whirlwind year. Also, I'm not even reflecting on last year's goals because I could never have seen coming what this year was, and that's okay. Some years are like that. Something I think I'm learning here is I'm writing goals that I can control. In their personal goals, of course, but they're very specific. And let me show you. One of the things I want to do is I want to have a self-care Sunday every Sunday that I am home. I travel a lot, and so on the weekends I'm with family and other places or prepping for work things. So I'm very specific about self-care Sundays that I'm home here. I want it to just be about me. Like, I want it to be my selfish day. One of my worst habits right now in this past year was just kind of letting myself go. And I mean that in terms of I was not taking care of myself. And just like I let my hair grow out to where it was kind of disgusting, and I just didn't have time and didn't want to take the effort to get a haircut until I literally finally did like a couple weeks ago. I would just kind of like go throughout the week feeling kind of disgusting, and just because I wasn't doing things I knew I needed to do, like just like investing in myself, taking the time to invest in myself, if you know what I mean. So that's why I want to have a self-care Sunday where I just put all of the time into myself that I will need. And I think ultimately investing that time is going to make me feel better throughout the week. I'm all about feeling my best this year because I truly think that if you feel your best, it affects your mind and how you think too, and how you think about yourself. And I want happy thoughts about myself, you know? Like, I'm getting older. I don't want to be just being so hard on myself all the time. Like, nobody has time for that, you know? So in this self-care Sunday, I wrote down that every Sunday I'm here, I want to have an everything shower. Like, shave, feel squeaky clean. I want to do more self-tan. You guys know I'm like the whitest person ever, and I don't go outside. Like, I will burn. So I'm like, no, if I want to be tan, we're just gonna self-tan, and that's fine. I want to do teeth whitening. I want to book off my hair appointments, my nail appointments, beauty appointments, like whatever appointments I need. I'm going to give myself time on Sunday to get it done. And that is how I'm going to feel my best throughout the week. Because I feel like if you feel your best, you show up as your best, you know? That's the goal. My other thing, I have like 4 big topics, and then underneath it, I have how I'm going to do it, or like the little habits I was telling you guys about. The little habits I'm going to do to get there. Another one of my big goals that I've already started working on early is I want to get strong. I said this on Instagram, but it's just like I want to get stronger this year. I want to get to a place where I feel really athletic again. I was a swimmer for like 14 years, and I absolutely love the feeling of after a 2-hour swim practice at the end of the day, I would just feel like really like a well-oiled machine, but also nicely exhausted, you know, like where you feel proud of yourself, but you're really tired at the same time because you worked your body. I want to get back to that point where I just feel really good and I feel tired at the end of the day. Like I challenged my body that day. So that's why my goal is to get strong. But in doing this, I want to go back to morning workouts. We're in an era right now where it's our morning workouts or it doesn't happen era, and I don't have the energy for it not to happen. You know what I mean? I want to take my creatine daily. That's a supplement I've been investing in lately. Stretching before bed. I'm terrible at stretching, but I just need to do small little things every day. Not anything big, but small little things every day. So 10 minutes of stretching before bed. I'm gonna add that. And then I need to up my protein. So I want to have some sort of either protein smoothie, or we just got a Ninja Creamy, something with a huge amount of protein kind of at the end of the day. And those are the small steps I'm going to take to get strong. Nothing too big. I don't want to put anything on my plate that I can't handle because my plate's already pretty full, but these little tweaks is what I'm planning to do. Yeah, this is a big one that I feel like everyone says this as they get older, because I feel like you have to learn the hard way before you actually do it. But my big thing this year is I want to invest in myself. And what this looks like is purchasing quality clothing, quality skincare, quality makeup, quality jewelry. I am so over like going to Target and getting some jewelry that's gonna turn my ear green, or going to H&M and buying a shirt that I can only wear once because I wash it and it wrinkles or the neck stretches out. You guys know what I mean. I want quality stuff because we ain't got time for that, you know? I think that's the biggest thing is you don't have time for it. And then one other thing I put on this list that I encourage you guys to have on your list too is what I want the end of 2024 to look like, or optionally to feel like. I'm a big visual person, so I kind of have this idea in my head of what I want the end of next year, like where I want to be next year, what I want it to feel like and just be like. And so I wrote those big things down, and I think that's going to help drive me on days where my motivation is low and I'm trying to up my dedication for things. So I would encourage you guys to have that too. But I think I'm gonna go on Canva and just like type this up, make it look pretty, and then print it out and stick it in my planner. Poster. There we go. Okay, so still on this topic, one other thing that I did do yesterday, kind of in preparing for this vlog, is I did make my vision board. Let me backtrack. I liked the vision board idea from last year, I just didn't get to use it. And in fear of that happening again, like I probably will make a physical vision board. What?
Sorry.
Are you gonna come say hi? You can see him. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
And with that,
Anyway, as I was saying, I liked the vision board idea that I did last year. I just didn't get to use it. So whenever we're done with construction stuff for the house, like you guys, it's crazy right now. I don't want to make it and then have something happen to it again. So I'll probably, like in a couple months, maybe in April or something, I will physically make my vision board and hang it in my office. I think that'll be a good kind of checkpoint of like, hey Brittany, how you doing with your goals anyway? But in the meantime, I made one on Canva for my phone wallpaper, so I'll show you guys whenever I find it. Yeah, ooh, beautiful. She is lovely. Set as wallpaper. Hopefully, if I do that, does it help? Whatever, I'll put a picture of it here so you can see it. I made this on Canva. I just went through Pinterest last night and I was like, okay, what do I want 2024 to feel like as I'm going through the year? And it kind of aligns with my goals of I wanted to get stronger, so that's why I have the picture of the weights. And I like that picture because that's kind of what it feels like when you're done at the end of a good lift, is you're like sitting on your mat and you're like, oh, that was good. I love that feeling, and so that picture reminded me of that feeling. I had to have coffee pictures next to a computer because that motivates me. I love coffee. And I love just like working with a coffee, you know? I'm always at coffee shops, you guys know. I typed on here, if not you, then who? If not now, when? Those get me going, you know? On the days where I'm not motivated and I have to be dedicated and I don't want to be, I think reading that is really just gonna get my butt in action, you know? And I have some things for my Choose My Designs, and my personal goals is just read all the books this year. I loved reading Sarah J. Maas this year, and I want to keep going. I love reading books before bed, and it's way better for me than watching movies all night. So that's kind of my little vision board, and it's aesthetic. I love it. It reminds me of my goals, and I think this is going to be better for me than trying to create a physical vision board right now and having me lost in the chaos of construction. Oh, look at that good sit. Okay, Chef Alex, what did you prepare for us today?
Chicken a la Alex.
Chicken a la Alex.
Has cilantro,
Is that
garlic.
original chicken? And please don't double or anything. But if you do, we can fix it.
We've seen worse.
There's already a giant hole. Woo!
Oh.
Our wild thing. Okay, in case we fall asleep early, Happy New Year!